I can strafe. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? Okay, so let's see. It was a hidden compliment. It was appreciated. It was a compliment. I try to build it like that. Because I've run into issues with, if you have tightly coupled systems, you can't test. You have to pull in, if you want to test something, like back when I used to work on some games, and you had a lot of singletons and a lot of things like that. Like you'd want to test something specifically on your player. Like let's say you want to test combat, right? Now you're pulling in an enemy, you're pulling in a thing, and it makes it complex. All right, let's test the spawning system. Maybe the spawning system is causing a problem. So let's go back to the scenes. And let's add my test scene here. And I have a spawn point. So we're going to duplicate the spawn point, and we're going to bring that over to my test scene. And then the game manager is actually what's spawning the player. So we're just gonna copy this, add this to my test scene. We're going to need a reference to the player object. So serialize field, private, name object, player prefab. And we don't need to worry about these in our testing. Okay, so we can get rid of those. Now we can go unload the scene, and let's set the player spawn point to be 1 high, 0. Delete the player here, and then make sure that we add our player prefab here. So now we're going to spawn the player. And just to make it very similar to our game, we're going to add 1 Cinemachine camera. That's kind of looking here, and let's, there we go. And so when we hit play, yeah, maybe. Okay, so he's, and I can't move. Okay. So we know it's spawning. It's the fact that it spawns, and now I can't move. So why? Now what I wanted to test was falling to the ground. Did I fall to the ground? I did. It looks like I'm on the ground. I think I know what's happening. I think I know. When I say enable input, oh no, it doesn't disable. Okay. I thought maybe I was disabling all the other inputs when I enabled input. But it just calls enable input on the one that I'm calling it on. Nope. Okay. So I spawn. So let's look at this. Oh. No. I thought maybe because I'm spawning the player that maybe these inputs weren't enabled yet, like they weren't available yet. Because but they register on awake. And I'm turning, I can turn. So it's obviously working. And before, when we had the gameplay stuff working, we knew that was working too. So it's not that. Okay. Wait, spawn point. What am I looking at? Where's the spawn point? All right. Oh, I did. Yeah, what? Is it over here? Hold on a second. Why is the spawn point? If I set the spawn point to 0, 0, 0. Did anyone else notice that? This is what happens when you get old. Oh, Em, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. But this is what happens when you get old. I didn't notice that this was a 9 because my eyes are that bad. God. Okay. Yeah. It was a 9 and I thought it was a 0 because my eyes are terrible. Okay, so test screen startup. No, we don't need this. We're doing movement. So we're spawning, we're turning movement on. Okay. It can be, yes. We're gonna raise this up because we want the player to fall. We want to make sure that that's working. Just subtract 9. It's that simple. Did the player fall? Spawn point. Let's make this like. Oh wait. Oh duh. I didn't. Let's do 2. Okay. All right, so it is this. It's the fact that I'm spawning. Let's make this static. Let's make this level to match the rest of the example. Why do you hate me? Why? There's got to be something I'm missing. Because why isn't this working? It's got to be something with the controller. Like it doesn't think it's landed, maybe? That's really high. Well, let me fix. It was something that I had to do in the movement one. I had to add this time.delta time, which I didn't really want to do. And I realized that's because the rotation rate is 540 degrees per second. So let's make this like 90 degrees per second. Still really fast. Because I still have to put that back in there. How do they do it? You go back to that first person example. They leave it at 540. How do they handle the input here? Oh, their sensitivity's all the way down. Your sensitivity is like 0.05. Interesting. We're gonna figure this out, chat. We're gonna figure this out. What is my mount sensitivity? So if we go back to player prefab, and we put this back at 540, and then we find movement and we make this 0.05. Yeah. But we still can't move. We're on the ground. We fell. We collided. So their little guy's moving. What if I started up here? Okay, so what's the difference? All right, let's do fab, delete this. We're going to spawn in their controller. Their controller works. Let me place this with a machine camera. Delete that. 70. And priority. Okay. Oh, we may have found the bug. We may have found the issue. Excuse me. Wait, what? $101. Did this get reset or something? I think that got reset when I copied it over. File, save. Still not liking something. Camera transform. Does it need the camera? Let's see the you know what, let's for a minute just take this out for a second. What are we talking about? Okay, so it still works. Okay, so it's... Dang it. So it's fine with their first-person controller, but it's not fine with mine. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong, boys, girls, boys and girls? So we have a capsule collider. It is not a trigger. I guess we don't need this friction thing. Ours is a little smaller, that's fine. Y-axis, layer overrides, nothing. Okay, so the capsule collider is fine. Rigid body, let's look at rigid body. Okay, discrete is fine. They have interpolate on. Center of mass, use gravity, yes. Okay, constraints, no constraints, layer overrides, nothing, nothing. Okay. I don't think that matters. Okay, so character movement. 0, 0, 0. Radius is our radius is smaller, that's fine. These are the default values. This all works. These values are all the same. First person controller. First person character. Walking 5, 0, 20, 28. I don't allow crouching. These are all default values. I turned off jumping. Max fly speed. Gravity. Okay. These look identical. So why? All right, we made some changes. Let's see if this changes it. Let's put our player controller back in. We got rid of the physics material. Change it to discrete, added interpolate. Let's see if this works. Did you guys really buy... Who did that? Who bought Lonely Men? Still not working. Still not working. You guys are horrible. I almost feel like I have to start over from scratch. Because we're missing something.